Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Stock Market Today. It's Alissa Coram, and I'm joined by Ken Shreve. And Ken, it was a nice day in the markets. Give us a preview of the stocks we're going to be taking a look at today.
Well, really strong rally into the close, thanks to a strong rally in financial stocks. And we're also going to take a look at a couple of nice earnings reports today from McCormick Co. and also Accenture.
All right. Well, first, let's take a look at those major indexes. Ken, you mentioned a strong session. The NASDAQ finishing up about 1.1% for the day, a nice upside reversal there. The Dow up 1.2% and the S&P 500 up 1.1%. So even though we saw a bit of an ugly session yesterday, investors seem to shake that off pretty quickly today.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The NASDAQ was down sharply on Wednesday. I think it fell about 2.2%, but you can see on the chart here, it really just paid a visit to a key short-term support level. Its 10-day moving average. It fell a little bit more in the morning today and broke through support, but a nice reversal higher. Positive sentiment today was fueled by a big rally in financials stocks. It looks like regulators are going to start to ease restrictions seen in the Volcker, it's hard to say, the Volcker rule, which was initiated back during the financial crisis, put a lot of restrictions on banks. So a lot of positive sentiment among financials, and that fueled a nice rally in the stock market today.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at some stocks, starting off with McCormick. Ticker there is MKC. A nice day for that stock on the heels of its quarterly earnings report, a gain of about 3.6% in above average turnover here, Ken. So this is one that we mentioned on IBD Live this morning, looking a little spicy here, if you will.
Yeah, no doubt about it. People know McCormick for its seasonings and spices, herbs, and such, and a big earnings report, nice increase in earnings and sales. You can see at the bottom of the MarketSmith chart here. And yeah, this was a nice little breakout over a trend line today for McCormick. So if you connect the stock's recent highs, you can see a good trend line breakout. It's actually still, working on a flat base here with a 180.48 buy point, but the stock looks actionable here. A good solid move and higher volume today.
Yeah, really nice to see that strong earnings growth there for McCormick. Pretty impressive as more and more people, stuck indoors instead of going out to restaurants. They are, fixing up their own meals. So making them tasty with the spice offerings from McCormick.
Absolutely.
All right, and next, let's take a look at Accenture, also with an earnings beat today, ticker ACN, popping up about 8% today, above average turnover, Ken. And Accenture has seen some nice gains since breaking out of this handle here, and it did come down to a test of that 21-day line, and it's now popping up back almost to that 220 level.
Yeah, Accenture is obviously a consulting firm, but they're tracked in our tech services industry group. Really bullish relative strength line here, shooting into new high ground. At a good solid breakout for Accenture. You can see a pretty clear pivot here of 211.32. So you add 10 cents to that pivot. The buy point is 211.42. Accenture closed up near its highs and very strong volume. Obviously, the coronavirus has affected a lot of earnings reports recently, and earnings and sales did decline at Accenture, but the earnings were better than expected, and good solid breakout for the stock today.
Yeah, and finishing at the top of its range for the day, something we definitely like to see there, coupled with that strong volume. And last but not least, let's check in on MSCI today. It came down, touching its moving averages, which we've talked about recently on IBD Live, how interesting it is that all three of these moving averages, the 10-day, 21-day exponential, and the 50-day, all really converging kind of in the same area, and a nice gain of about 4.4% today for MSCI as it builds the right side of a base.
Yeah, I mean, some of when you're the really strong growth stocks, you typically will see the 10-day moving average above the 21-day moving average, which is above the 50-day moving average, and then the 200-day moving average below all of those lines. So this one's a little strange to see all the lines converging here. But important thing about MSCI is that it is a member of our IBD long-term leaders portfolio. These are stocks not only with a great long-term track record of price performance, but also a pretty solid record of earnings and sales growth as well. A lot of big winners on our long-term leaders list, and MSCI has a lot of institutional investors as clients, and also hedge funds. They're a provider of indexes, portfolio risk and analytics services, and also some governance products. But yeah, here's that really long-term track record of price performance for MSCI. And I like this one because it is finding support at the 50-day moving average, and it's forming a nice little base here with a 356.76 buy point. So this is a stock that is in the financial services sector. We talked about the outperformance of financial stocks today. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, American Express, big gainers in the Dow, but MSCI is still worth watching. Not only is it a long-term leader, but it's got a pretty good chart too.
Yeah, so some actionable stocks for you there today, and one for the watch list. So definitely make sure to keep that on your radar. And we'll continue the discussion tomorrow morning, Ken, on IBD Live. That's your go-to place for the first hour plus of trade, where our experts are sharing their screens, breaking down the broad market action, going over the portfolio game plan, and looking at compelling growth stocks. So it's a lot of fun, and we definitely love having you, Eagle Eyes, on there as one of our panelists.
Yeah, well, I think tomorrow, no doubt, you guys will be talking about a very bullish close for the stock market today. Stocks really strengthened during the final couple hours of trading, and again, financial stocks led the charge, but growth stocks, which actually didn't sell off that hard yesterday when indexes were down more than 2%. A lot are finding support at levels that we expected them to, including Tesla and a slew of other top-rated stocks. So, market's still looking pretty good here, and a nice bullish close today.
All right, good stuff, Ken. Thanks for that analysis, and thank you all for watching. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.